Oh right, we just had the stream cut, so we're back. What we missed was Wendy and Pauline won the toss. Wendy dry broke. Kirsten picked a big one up out of the next shot, a nice shot, and she's just missed. So Pauline on unders. Might be looking at the 4 down the rail here, the way she's lining up on the table. Or taking the plant. I don't think there's a gap there from the 6 from memory, but it looks like she's sliding in there for the 4. No. Righto, so Margaret at the table. Big ones, looks like the 10's in dire danger of disappearing. That'll run down nicely there for the 15 unless she hits the 13 there, but even if that breaks. Yeah. Okay, so probably a little bit thicker and softer than she wanted. That's sort of shot to nowhere, to be fair, but the cut's on. Oh, she wants to take it that way. That's okay. No, she's going the other way now. So that should leave her a shot on the 15. It's not too bad. So Wendy's got a couple of long ones still. Look, the one in the 7. Don't think the 2 goes past the 8. So that's a good safe leave. Makes that split in the middle quite.
Matt Lee and Steve Jensen Cashmere, Corey Hall and Jesse Easter Richmond.
Okay, so taking the 13 on. You can see the plan there with trying to get that 15 sorted. So it looks like Pauline's eyeing up the 7. Danger and don't overhit this, and you should come in nicely. There or thereabouts. That's a good weight. Yeah, that's not too bad. So can't see the 9, so 14's not going there, so that's forcing them back up the table again. So that was overhit, to be fair. Now there's another ball that's stuck in the problem. Okay. So Wendy's got to make a call whether or not to take that 1 on, which she was eyeing up. I don't think it's on past the 2. But take, oh, she is, or is she taking the 2? Don't think that 2's on. Oh, okay, that's a good result, to be fair. It's an unorthodox way of looking at it, but it certainly promoted the 4 and got that split on the 5 and the on the 2 promoted. The 5 and the 4 are split a little bit. So this is a really awkward shot now for Kirsten. I think she can see the. I think she can see the 15 past the black, so that shot's on, but no, she's taken this one, tying up the 1 and with those the 4 and the 5 there. It's not a bad option. Oh, that is so awkward. That is so awkward. She was so lucky not to foul that. That was very, very awkward. So well done, Kirsten. So there's not really anything much there, to be fair. So
congratulations to the winners. Larissa Devine and Alyssa Bailey winning 4-1 over Pauline Laws and Frankie Chapman.
Okay, so just got a result from the trophy of the ladies. Good shot, Pauline Morris. With Larissa Devine and Alyssa Bailey beating Pauline Nordges and Frankie Chapman 4-1 in the final of the ladies Canterbury Ladies Pairs Trophy event. Right, so Pauline's taking the plant on with the 6 here for the 7. That's good. It's probably run a little bit through a little bit too far, and wants to take the 1 off the 9. Yeah, that's a good call. So 12's on in the side. Those 2 down the end are pretty awkward. One good shot will clear them away, but you've got to get onto them. So 1 pot here, and I suspect that 9's going to be causing some mischief back in the corner by the 1. So this shot's definitely on. Yeah, and good pot. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, lead not having that shot, but the plant's on there for the 14-9. Anything to get in there to slow those, slow it down, I think it's not a bad call.
Don't really know much about this lady, to be fair. It's Margaret Graham. Plays for the same team, I believe, as Kirsten, so...
Yeah.
Or Kitty Hunter, to use the Māori name.
Right.
She always loves it when I call her Kitty Hunter.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's no snooker there. On the 7, the 6. Oh, that's tight, isn't it? Don't think it is though.
Get the 2 out of the way, and I'm pretty sure you can see both sides of that.
Yeah, so no snooker there. Having a look.
Always have a look.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of they're taking the 2. Yeah.
2 inside the 6. They actually did really well not to hit the 6 there. Because this, if the 5 passes the 4, might be an opportunity to do something similar here.
Yeah. They're looking at the 5 on the 4. No.
I think she tried to play the 4 directly.
Yeah, okay, there's free ball there, so I suspect... yeah, what do we do here? Do we take the 5 inside the 6, pop the 6 away? 9's not on, I don't think. We'll just promote the 14.
Yeah, I think that's what Kirsten will do here. Taking the 6 is not a bad option though, because as long as she can see the 6, which it looks like she can, but the 6 isn't a bad option just because of the fact that it takes that worker away.
Oh, okay, I'm not sure she wanted that result. That was probably a little harder than she needed to be. She needed to leave that 14 close to where it was.
I think it was the wrong option.
But this one here is going to clean out both these balls.
That was not a bad effort, and in the end it's not too bad a result.
Yeah, that's a really awkward deal with the 2 and the 1 and the 4 down there, so Pauline's got a wee bit of work to do here. She doesn't want to hit the ball too far back up the table. She needs to get a shot in there at something.
She want to stay down there.
Yeah.
Stay somewhere close to that rail. Yeah.
So maybe just push that 1 through and try not maybe push the 4 through onto the 1, push it through, leave the 4 where the 1 is.
Try to lock the cue ball onto the 14 as well for extra nasty points.
That's not bad at all. That's a good shot. So this is turning into a very tight frame, hide the sausage frame.
True.
So Margaret's got a shot on the 15 down into the bottom left corner.
Or the middle pocket.
There's
not a lot of difference between the 2 pockets as far as how much of the ball you need to see goes.
Yeah, that's true. But your weight's more important in the side. I'd be going for the bottom because you've got more margin for error.
One shot that she could have played is, I didn't mention this at the time, but if the 14's far enough away from the 1, which you might see on the overhead view...
I suspect that's a snooker there.
Well, the 8's slightly in front of the cue ball.
Yeah.
Just on the very, very slightly, which does lead you to believe it's a snooker.
Yeah, Kirsten's up having a look. Can't see anyone nodding. So it'll be...
What I mean is that, just that shot before, Paul, is that if there's enough gap between the 14 and the 1, if you just push through that 14 ever so slightly and leave the cue ball basically glued to the 1,
Yes.
just past where the 14 is now, maybe half a ball past where the 14 is, the 14 becomes open, and then the shot on the 5 is awkward because you're having to bridge over the 1.
Now, speaking of awkward, so watching the referee.
Master of getting into and out of tight spaces.
Yes.
She must park cars for a living.
What's happening here? What we basically need is miking up the referees so we can get a call. So
forget miking up the players.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Played that well. Maybe half a roll more would have been perfect.
Yeah, that 4 needed to come across. That I'd be tempted to shoot the gap there, just to find feather on it. But even if you don't take it now, you have a look at the other 2. You've got enough room there to stun off the 13, come back in the 15.
That again depends on what the skill is in terms of whether the player can play the shot too.
That is that as well. So that's always a factor.
A lot of ladies aren't that proficient with moving the cue ball around the table, at least at this level. A lot of them are really good at it. Don't get me wrong, but you don't tend to see a lot of it with the average ladies player versus the average bloke.
Well,
which is a bit of a shame, but that is how it is, and you sort of play to what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I think you find that if you compare the proportion of players that know what they're doing with it and don't, that proportion's probably roughly the same with a lot of, maybe a bit like proportionally less with the ladies, but there's a lot of male players that are in the same boat as what you're talking about, John. I don't think it's... Yeah, see, there was the danger with that gap, so...
Probably, though, the 1 can get through there. But it's a good shot, you're right.
Yeah.
It's a good shot, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was anywhere on the table you were going to leave that cue ball where either after plotting the 15 or the 13 that shot wasn't going to happen eventually. So that 1's got a bit of a gap to go through in there. Ooh.
Fortunate that she actually hit it so fine that it came across 2 rails.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
Well, she's just gone down and had a whack at that.
Well, we were saying before about...
yeah, well, the extra half a second to just determine what she wanted to do with the ball and where the cue ball was going would have done her nicely there.
Yeah, so Kirsten's got a starter here with the 15. Does she take the 13 after the 15? I think she's eyeing that up. The way she's queuing, she's going down the rail for that. And
she tried to nudge the 14 on the way through, I think. Just to try to open it up off the rail. She's got a double on it though.
Yeah, and if she just leaves the white cue ball where the 14 is, she'll have a shot on the 13. Unfortunate. That's a very fine cut there.
I'd be tempted to use the 1 here for this.
Yeah.
This is again whether your skill set allows for it, but if you cut this into about roughly half the 1 ball, then the 1 will funnel the 4 in, and then your cue ball doesn't tend to go down table as much as well because you're hitting it fatter.
Yeah,
and you open the 1 up off the rail.
Yeah, a little bit. And okay, just playing safety there. I think possibly a little bit harder. Don't think she was taking the pot on there at all. Possibly a little bit harder that needed just to get a better split on those 2.
I suspect that's what could cost them just on this next shot, is the fact that they're not readily on for a plant, and the fact that the 4 may not go past the 1, or it might go past the 1, you know.
Yeah. It depends how. This is a fine cut if she's taken the 13 on. So now in a situation where that 4 is part
I've just been called, Paul.
So yeah, good luck, John.
See you later.
Yeah. So see if we've got a snooker situation again. I think we might have. So be tempted to possibly take that 13, but it's so straight you probably won't get back up the table easily. Cut on the 14's not worth the risk. You take the black, but the last thing you want to do is play the black in towards a pocket that you need to have your meat. So they're taking the 13. That's not a good shot, I don't think, because that gives enough angle for Kirsten to come back down the table for the 14, and there's a big hole there for the black now. Sort of almost a hoik, that shot, to be fair. Yeah, that's good. Just a tap and run, and you've got a nice shot on the black there. Yep, that's all it needed. So just a positive shot here without being silly about it. And straight in, so 1-2 Kirsten and Margaret. A race to 4. Okay, we're just looking through the draw of the flight. Avon Placid, Tom Safara playing Murray Davies, Charlie Hunt. Mike Hughes, Daniel Cole playing John Gower, Dave Donohoe. Peter Wallace, Steve Fleming, got Scotty LeBreton, Dave Graham. Graham Carr, Paul Eastman, Josh Vanitas, Glenn Ziaro. That'll be an interesting match. Desmond and Josh Allure, who will be... apparently they were out partying, so we'll see how it happens there. Another interesting match, Mason and Cider, Brad Campbell playing Carlo Reyes and V. Pisa. Lee Brady, Paul Morris, Sam Hopkinson, Ricky Hopkinson. Brad Warman, Dan O'Neill playing Jasmine Purden and Tristan Matheson. There's some tight matches here. Okay, Margaret to break, got a small one off in the top left corner. Sorry, didn't have the overhead on. Too busy looking at the draw. Yeah, some Corey Cook, Scott Kennedy, Greg Fattorini, Kerry Lynn. That'll be an interesting match. Righto, so Margaret's, what's she calling? She's calling the little one. Yep, she's... Oh, that's fairly obvious to everyone that's watching. That's a great shot from that bridging. That's well done there, Margaret. Not much option after this. You haven't left yourself much options, but that was still a good shot. So back cushion double for the 7. Good effort. Wow, that's actually some classy shots there, Margaret. Well done. So the 1 and the 4 are pretty much a clump. That's a nasty clump around the black. 6 or 1.5 dozen as far as what's where, to be fair. You can chip the 14 off, you could chip the 5 off, possibly chip the 4 off, but you make the split if you're going to do that. So I mean, this is later in the frame, of course, if you're looking that way. That's a good shot. So now you make your call whether or not you promote that 13 or just take a pot. Yeah, promote the 13, get ownership of that pocket. That'll tie up the 4 and the 1 a bit further. It's not a bad option tactically. You're going to leave shots on here, whichever happens. So the 7's makeable, which will bring the 2 into play easy. Don't think that 4's on for the double across the table. Just wait for Kirsten to play the shot, then we'll have a look at the overhead and just see how nasty that lump is there. That lumping. Okay, so yeah, pretty much the 4 might go with a cross table double if you can get an angle at it, but you're going to break that bunch up if you do. 5 could maybe go inside the 13, make a mess in that corner if you get a shot at it anyway. So we'll see how these guys are thinking. Looks like Wendy's taking the 11 on. Good pot. Yeah, just chip that off. Don't go in off. Well judged, Wendy. We'll give that the benefit of the doubt. Wendy just down straight into the shot, bang. It's not a lot on the thought and feather department there, but that's just the way she plays. So the 5, they're looking at 5 and just seeing how much mischief they can cause in that corner. As I mentioned before, it's an awkward shot, but it's going to make the split on that bunch. So you need to get a benefit out of this before you do that. Launch into this. So no benefit there at all. So Pauline's got a couple of easy shots as starters. I think does the 10 go past the 9? Yes, it does. Either way, looking at the plant, I think I'd leave that 5 or 9 till later. With the 10 there, you've got it's basically an insurance ball, because there's nothing as a given here, to be fair. What's your next shot is the question. Yeah, so now you're sort of stuck with limited options. I'm not sure I'd have done that, and that 5's only giving you half a pocket for the 10 now. So I'm not sure that was the best option. I think that might be classed there as a multi-combo, because Pauline is on the big ones and she's just played a small one. So it's happened before, and it's, yeah. So it's definitely a combo. Whether or not the refs call that, it might be a multi. I'm unsure exactly on the ruling there. I believe it is where you deliberately play the opponent's ball with intent. So I didn't get a lot of benefit out of that combo, to be fair. Now let's see what these guys can do with their combo. Amazing what Neil's do to you in a match. So the thing for Wendy and Pauline now is just to basically flush the dunny and move on. Oh, that's awkward. That is very awkward. I suspect the 2 might be the next best shot, or take the plant on for the 4 and the 5 rather than make the attempt for what you're doing. A lot of people don't realise that the spider will actually go over the top of balls quite easily, so she's holding that up. So she's holding that up, but she could have laid that on the table, and there's still room for the 15 to go under the shaft of the spider. There's plenty of space there. So holding that up like that and then trying to play a stroke, you're not grounded, and the jigger moves when you play the stroke, or it can move, and that just throws your line off. So free ball option. This is turning into a comedy of errors, this frame. I rest my case. So maybe the best thing there is just tap the 10, leave the 10, the white ball between the 10 and the 14. No, Wendy having a go. That's actually not a bad option. The 2's there for Kirsten. It's not that difficult. The 7's on after the 2. The 8's a little tricky with the 15 there. That's a good pot. Okay, so now your choice is to take this 4 and run back up for the 7. I'm actually in favour of that from where this lines up, because playing that with run through, the cue ball's going to straighten up and come back down in a line roughly between the 7 and the 10. No, she's going that way. So don't think that gives you a good option to get on the 8. Whereas if you had gone up and down the table, you could have run through on the 7 and left yourself a shot in the corner from the 8. So it's awkward bridging over the cushion for the 10. I think that's your shot, unless you want to just tap the 14 up onto the tap the 14. I don't think you want to be looking at splitting that 15 in black, because that black's only on in 2 pockets. If you do this, it's on everywhere. Yeah, now it's on in 5 pockets. So you just follow through with this. You're going to come back up on the 7. Dug into it a little bit. Needed to play that with a bit more positivity. And a little bit of top, that would have come back nicely for that 7 on the side. Okay, so taking the cut on into the side by the looks. No, gone that way. That's a great effort there. Probably quite happy she didn't get it from there, I would suspect. Okay, that's just left the bread and butter shot there for Kirsten, unfortunately. So the cue ball will travel back up the table from there. Unless she hits it too hard or digs into it. It shouldn't die off the cush that thin. It's just a matter of weight here now. Oh, Kirsten. Let me reiterate my comedy of errors in this frame. Although I suspect that none of the people that are involved in it will think of it as a comedy. More of a tragicomedy, I would suspect. People will be dying inside after some of these errors. But we must all remember that they've all happened before, and no one is doing anything that no one's ever done before. So, as they say, people in glass houses. Okay, Pauline, you need to be playing this so that you're coming back and putting the 14 inside that pocket where the 15 is. And that angle's not going to do it for you. Unless you really dig into this. No, that's not going to do it. I don't think that's on past the 8. No, it isn't, so your shot here is going to be interesting. Okay, that just leaves you the double as the option. You need to push the white through so that it's tight on the cushion to come back for the black into the pocket where the white is if you get this double. But if you don't get the double, then you're leaving it safe to make it really hard for Margaret. So trouble is, if you take the double on, I think you may end up pushing the 8 across and it'll kill the white ball where it is. No, that's well done. Right, that's a good safety. The shot's makeable for if you've got the technique and the skill for that one, but it's technically quite a difficult shot. Margaret's not eyeing this up, she's just playing this straight ball, maybe a little bit of left hand side from the look of it. Then that's another combo. Okay, Wendy, so your job is to get that. Is that going to go past there?
It's actually quite hard to do that.
Yeah. So I hope you nominated that, my friend. And she did. Yeah, she did nominate it. I'll go back to my comedy of errors comment here. Yep, so it's where are we at? So did we discussion there about something? So the combo on the black for Kirsten and combo black. Yes, I wondered what was going on there because they were on small ones. So this black's for 2. So 2-0 to Kirsten and Margaret. So to be fair, although that was a bit of a tragicomedy, that frame, it could have gone either way. The producer's playing with the keyboards. Monkey with the spanner again. Right, what else is happening around the traps? So the other quarterfinals is Jojo Coleman, Sheryl Lee Boyce playing Lee Early, Trish O'Neill, Nikki Cruikshank, Hannah Wood playing Rosie Pinelli and Charter Hulu, and Kerry Lowe, Tracy Andrew playing Letitia Jackson and Maxine Sol. Now that will be a good match. And looking through there, the winner of that, I suspect, will be going into the final to play Jojo and Sheryl Lee. I think from the firepower that, just looking at that, barring upsets, I think we're going to end up with a Jojo, Sheryl Lee, and the winner of the Kerry, Tracy, Letitia, Maxine in the final. That's my guess at this stage. Quite often we get proven wrong. I'm not worried either way this way, but if I didn't look at gambling as a tax on the stupid, I would probably bet on that. But right, so Pauline got a big one off the break, and she's calling small ones, taking the 3 into the side. Good pot. So that opens up the 2 and the 1. Probably have a look at the 2 first and then use the 1 to get back up the table. Yeah, that's nice. There's enough angle there to do that. 5's on. It's going to come up towards that sort of line on the 5. I don't think you'll want to be trying to drag this back, come any further round for the 4 and the 6. So, well, I'm not quite sure how that was cued, but sort of limits your options a little bit. So that 7's in serious danger of having some attention paid to it when it wasn't before. Oh, something just travelled across there. Someone's had a bit of a got a runner. We've got a runner. So what are we looking at here, Pauline? I'm pretty sure that might come back past. I wouldn't want to be trying that for a double to come back. Yeah, just promote it and then off. That 1 shot, I think there was a bit of a stab in there to put the white ball there. That was certainly cueing with side, whether it was intentional or unintentional. But it needed to be more up the middle of the table, the ball. So upshot is Kirsten's got a shot on the 10 as a starter. The 12 and 15 are there. The 13's there if she wants to take that on. Probably be looking at the 12, come round behind the 4 and back up. I think the cue ball will travel round the round between the 11 and 9 in that sort of direction off the top push if she takes the 12 on. Of course it depends what sort of pace. Okay, she's changed her mind taking the 13. It's a sort of relatively fine cut. Should give her back the... Gosh, that's twice she's missed balls like that. That's almost to the point where this might be questioning a vision issue. A lot of people with their eyes are starting to go, they start missing balls like that and work out they need glasses. Do not take optometry advice or whatever the word is from me though. So ophthalmological something? Yeah. Anyway.
87 viewers, 87 views.
Yeah. So Wendy with the combo, just got to work out what you're going to do here. So 7 next, or taking the 4. I think the 4 goes past the 7. So you need to hold that if you're going to do it. Okay. Looking at the 5. Okay. So that shot was not. That was a really good pot. I think that 2's on past the 11. Yes, it is. That should hold okay for the 7. We'll keep this view up, hey? See how it goes. Is she taking the plant on or taking the pot? Oh, good shot, Wendy. A tricky little shot to play. If you don't get your position off the cue, off the cushion, dead right onto the ball you're using to run them through, it doesn't go, but that was a good shot. Okay, Margaret's got a cut for the 13. Those 15 and 12 are going to be a nuisance for them now. So there's a little bit of angle there for Margaret to come off the cushion and back across the table to have a look at the 11 out of there. But it ain't going to do it that way. So that gives you a shot on the 15 maybe as a double, or the 12 as a double. At least get one of them out of there. I can't be draw snookered on the there. Oh, yep, that was a good pot. Good attempt there. Sorry, nearly a good pot. Almost as good as the next shot would have to have been. So don't think Pauline can see the 4 past the 11, no, but she can play the plant. So long as she doesn't overhit it, she should have a shot on the 7 if she gets it. Yep, that'll work. So and you've just got to decide where you're going to put the black and put the white ball there. So you can just play this as a sort of gentle stun and bring across to go into the side, or you could try running this through and off and back up and back off the
Press Geary to control, please.
top cushion across to do, or as just had a suggestion there, play off the cushion first onto it to come across. But I think what she's taken is the way keep the white ball from travelling and getting sure on it. So this is just taking the pot on. Yeah, good shot, nice finish. So 2-1 to Kirsten and Margaret. That's a good finish, Pauline. Yeah, the theory that you're using the cushion first and making the white ball travel when the black last ball in the middle of traffic, either the suggestion that I had of hitting that a bit firmer and coming across the table to put the black into the same pocket as the 7 went, or going cushion first, across the 7 and across the other side of the table. Doing that in traffic, I think the safest and best option was what Pauline did. We're talking cat skinning and skill levels, and within individuals' abilities. So keeping it simple, stupid, the KISS method. That's quite a gentle hit for a break. It's a reasonably good spread. So Wendy's up to the table. I suspect she'll be looking at that 3. I think it's a bit either or really. The 14 and 11 down the cushion are not too horrible. Well, that was a bit stabby. I think she needed to follow through with that shot a bit more to get that white travelling off to the other side of the table and avoid that 13 altogether. But what she's got left with now is, well, she's taking the 1 on. Yeah, that's a bit of a speculator, to be fair. Yeah. So, okay, so you're going to run through and take the split, or you're just going to run through and take the plant here, Kirsten? Okay, so just running that through to take on the plant, which is not a bad option because it'll get that 12 down by the corner and give ownership. Tie up that 2 a little bit maybe. Yeah, good pot. So 14's on, then I think you might be in business in that top right, left corner. The 11's a little bit tricky now. It might be on for the double past the 2 if you can get to it, unless you want to take on and getting the split on those 2 now with this shot. No, not at that pace. Okay, that leaves the 6 down inside the 13. You've only got about half or a third of a pocket to work with there, so I've got a suspicion that it's just going to be left there to sit. Oh, good pot. I'm not sure you wanted it. So 7's on here. I think the cue ball's going to go more into the 15 than into the 9 and the 5. Especially if you're jacking up there. I might go. It's a bit hard to judge that angle from here. Yeah, Yeah, it should go through. Playing top on it, yes, it'll go into those two. Yeah, that was a good shot if you'd got the pot. It was well worth the effort. So Margaret back at the table. That 11's still tied up there. The 7 makes the 1's position irrelevant. Right, where we go? Okay, taking the double on for the 10, is it, or the cut on the 15? Double on for the 10, that's a good shot. Now you're going to take the cut on for the, okay, 14, yep. I think you had enough room there to create a bit of angle. So what you do here, you need to get back up the table on that 5. You need to make a clearance on that 2 at some stage. Possibly leave that till the last. Definitely get these 2 at this end first. Decide how you want to do that. Take the 7 first and a bit of a fine cut on the 1s and make the white travel up the table. Take the 1 first, come up a little bit. Okay, you're going to screw back off the 1. Yeah, that's a good angle. Just a good deep screw on here should bring that cue ball back up the table. Oh, nicely done. 5's on. You can see how the cue ball skittered there with the cueing. Don't know if that double was on Wendy, to be fair. So just to push for the 9 into the side, that'll leave the 15 there. If you back yourself, play a bit of weight on this, you might get a shot on the 11 there. No, you needed to get the pot. That was the thing with pushing it and backing yourself into the side there. Okay, so just playing this pocket weight, you should still get a shot on the 5. Play the 2 pocket weight, there or thereabouts. You should still get a shot on the 5. Just play it middle ball, maybe a little down. It's probably a little hard, but at least you've blocked that pocket off. You still got the shot there. The 5 if you had it, so it wasn't bad. So it looks like the 15 is going to go in front of the 2 now. See how much mischief we cause here. Yeah, not a huge amount, but it's still better than where it was. That's not a snooker, so it looks like we're playing the 5 on the 2. That does not help, Wendy. You need to take your time a bit more, my friend, I feel. So, pretty sure there's no snooker here. For Kirsten. But there is a snooker there now, so... Wow, do you make him play it again? I mean, it's an easy out for play again. Do you take the 9 and push it up onto the top rail? So they put them back in again. I'm not sure, I might have thought about that first. Maybe it's an easy out. The danger here is coming across, leaving your shot on the 5 inside the... Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion is you make people play again when hell freezes over. It does occasionally. If you can't find a way to disadvantage your opponent with a free ball, then it's very rare. If you can't advantage yourself or disadvantage the opponent, there is a way. That was a 50-50 one, that one. I don't blame them for making the play again. But nearly got the fluke. Oh, good shot, Pauline. That's bad luck for the pot. Don't come too far, you're going to snook it. Now that's not on as a plant, so I think you need to be playing this with an onto the right hand side of the 2, just to you need to get that hard enough. So yep, that's good. So you've given yourself a chance now. I mean, the balls are there for Margaret, but she's got to do the work. So the 9's an easy starter. Down the table, back up for the 11, or back up for the 15. Personally, I'd be taking the 11 before the 15, just because it's easier to get on the black from there. But yeah, that's not too bad. So I don't think that's straight. So she should have enough angle to come back and get on to the 15. Okay. Well, the shot was there, but a bit more difficult than it needed to be. But with the miss, obviously, it doesn't matter anymore. So this is going to be fairly fine for Wendy. Don't hit it too hard. Well, that worked out quite well for you. Just take your time and slot this. Just watch out where that cue ball goes. Okay, just cut the 15 inside the 8. Is that what you're thinking, Kirsten? Yes, you are. Well, you've created a bit of a nuisance. The pot's there. As long as you don't overhit this, there's no danger. It's just got to be in or over. If you overhit it, you're going in off somewhere, possibly. A bit thin too, makes the cue ball travel. Bit of a conflab.
Got the mature age of 50 and over and have not entered the Masters on next weekend.
Okay, that's a good pot. That's a good run. So I think the 15 is going to end up in front of the 8 here.
Jason Sutherland and Mary Campbell Richmond, Mitch Bordeaux and Jimmy Brandley Caspian. Take a seat, please.
So long as Margaret doesn't catch the edge of that 8, I think this is going to cause a bit of mischief in this pocket. Yep, just like that. So it's Wendy's shot. So what's Wendy going to do here? Is she going to punch for the gap? Marker's double, face cut it out. Hope for the best with the next one. From the looks of it,
Can we have the final of the Open Trophy, please? Playing on table 2. They are Robinson and Calvert Aldridge.
oh,
Bill Nelson.
Oh, where's that black going?
Can I have a final
Okay.
of table 2, please?
well, that was interesting. Certainly gave it a chance. Brad Warman's talking about wisdom. I'm sure that's a topic he knows a lot about. So fairly simple cut for Kirsten here. It's pretty much nowhere on the table. You could have stuffed that up from if you didn't, if you left the cue ball down that end of the table. And that's 3-1 to Kirsten and Margaret in a race to 4.
Double fly. Tony Gesson and Brad Robinson Richmond. Daniel Jen and Dan Andrews and Brighton. Table 12, race to 3, 6 to 5.
So they just started on the main flight.
Jacob White and Steve Thompson
Race
at
to
Greenwich.
3.
John Robinson and Jeff Free at Richmond. Table 9, race to 3, 6 to 5.
Thank you, buddy. I was Troy Priest. Yeah. That's why I fucking just let you go for it. I fucking off. Because I've been hanging around for too long trying to get the jumps.
I'm not sure how much of the bad language you can pick up behind us.
Just remember that the mics pick up a lot back there.
So some in-depth discussion about the way the tournament's being run at the back there. It's a big field. Okay, so got a big one off the break in the top corner by the 3, but the little ones look like the way to go here. So I'd say a gentle wee touch on the 2 to start. No, we're taking a plant on this. Yeah, okay, that'll work, Wendy.
Williams, Steve Collier, Mark Grigger, table 8. Please finish the game.
Okay, so taking the 1 on by the looks of it, obviously not tied up by the 11 there. So we're going to push the 10 down into the corner. A wee bit of coverage there if we got it. Got the 7 if we don't get it, and you've got the 13 to go in there if you do. Yeah, good pot. No, not a good pot. Good sit. Yep. That works for the situation on the game. So all of a sudden this has changed quite a bit, really, from the way it started. Funny how that works. Okay, so that 5's on, is it? Oh, that's interesting. I don't think that's on from there, is it? Let's have a look. Okay, so safety shot, that's fine. Got it, so I think Margaret will be looking at popping the 12 out for the double from here, will she? And that should push the 11 back out the table a little bit. Or is she playing the 11? No, 12, that's a shot, yep. Okay. So there's a few people walking back with beers that I would have thought were still playing, so obviously they're gone. Righto, where are we going, Wendy? So that 7's become a problem, you need to deal with that. Leave the 1 where it is because it ties up to 15 at this stage. Just going to run this down, okay, just be careful you don't come back and disturb those others. That's alright, is the 9 on past the 1? Yeah, that might be if you want to take that on. You could always promote that 13 down the cushion inside the 12. She's taking the 9 on by the look. Let's just see if it goes past the... See if it goes past the 1, okay. Oh, there's plenty of room because she undercut that on the... well, might not have been plenty of room. It's played it too straight. So, okay, now we're looking at... need to get that 7 out of there. That's a good option at this stage. Might do something with that 13, the cue ball, but at least it's... oh, well done, Pauline. Gets that 7 out of the way. That just leaves the 1 is a tricky ball, but that's on the side. On the left if you get there, but I wouldn't be doing that right now. Well, she is. Okay. Well, that was nearly a reasonably good lucky fluke. It's actually pushed that 11 over by the 15, so there's another big one over there in the poo with that 7. Okay, so they're looking to either cut inside the 4, push the 4 away from the pocket, yes. Okay, that doesn't... I mean, if you get the opportunity, you might do a right back at you type shot, playing on to the 13 with the 4 if you get the opportunity. But that's going to be a little bit away. I don't think that 2 goes past the 12, does it? No, it doesn't. That was just a blocking shot. So let's see how Kirsten wants to approach this. You've got to do something with that 11 and 15 at some stage. The 12's also now a bit of an issue. Did overcut there. Okay, so now we maybe use this opportunity to put the 4 off the 13. That'll punch the 13 over the other side of the table.
Yeah, he did. They didn't play for 30. No, they're out.
So you could just do this direct, but you're trying to try and get a shot on the 1. Yeah, that'll sort of work. Okay, a few results of the main. Roberto and Richie have 4-2 over Manny Hamilton and Sam Archibald. Phil and Bryce Fisher 4-1 over Charlotte Williams, Mark Sallin. Matt Lee, Steve Denton, Adam Shaw, Mark Curry having a hit up. Adam Lilly, Jordan Mahey 4-1 over John Saundercock, Greg East. Okay, there's nothing there obvious straight away for Margaret to have a pot or a starter, and she wants to take a fine cut on the 7.
Control table, please.
So she's running the 13 down by the 12. It's not a bad idea, but that'll give Wendy an opportunity to get that 1 out of there. It was never going to pot. Okay, that's not going anywhere either now. When that 1, it's a tricky little shot to get that out of there. Mind you, it's sort of on for the cross table double, I think. But technically it's quite a hard shot. Don't think Wendy's afraid to take it on. Yeah, it's one way of doing it. So they've got a couple of insurance balls here. They just need to use them properly if they want to stay in this game. So Kirsten taking the 9 as a starter. So she must have a plan in her head here. So where's she going with these? She's thinking about pushing that 5 across the table towards the 13 and the 12, the 10. But that's just going to give a combo away doing that from the looks of the angle she's playing at. I mean, that's a viable option for at some stage of the game, but I know she changed her mind. She's playing the 15. Yeah, that's not bad as an option, not a bad option. So that's going to force him to play the 7, or that was the attempt anyway. I think they can see an edge of that 5. I'd actually be tempted to play off the top cushion onto the 2, to be fair, just to make them play the distance on anything. What you don't want to do here, okay, so they're going to play the 7. That cue ball's going to die there. Yeah, that was not really the shot. Needed to get that up, and that with that 15 there, that was never going to get the white ball out of there. Okay, so now you're left with a tricky little double to get a position on the 5. Otherwise, the balls are all there for. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure that shot was on past the 15. The 12's a bit of a blocker for Pauline and Wendy, but it can still get slotted in front of the 2 from where it is. So, and that just reversed the whole scenario in this frame. So if Margaret gets a couple here, I don't think there's anything on the table that's not potable from this turn of the table apart from the 12. Okay, well that won't help. So that needed to be potted to carry this on. So what we got now, you could possibly play the 1. That'll leave you shot down the rail on the 2, and that'll bring the cue ball back up for the 5. So if you one with the cue ball on the rail, 2 you're playing out from the rail a little bit. That'll bring the cue ball up down the table, up the table from the 1, and then she's got a shot on the 5, which should give you a nice wee easy run round to needed to really pot that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the shot was there for there, but it needed to be potted. So there's some mischief here now. I'm not sure that Kirsten's going to have to work to miss this run out, I think. The only thing she can got a real problem with is if she leaves herself a shot trying to get past the 5 with the 8 ball. But that's not even that's not awkward to overcome, because you could play the 11 and on the 5 push the 5 on the cushion as you take the pot on. So we'll just see which way she wants to go about this. Oh, I think that needs to be your second ball, Kirsten. That needed to be your second ball so that you could come back up and take that plant on with the 15 and the 10. You don't want to be leaving those as your last two balls. Okay, this cue ball's going to travel down towards that 11. Not really sure that's... okay, now you're taking the plant on. But you're going to have a bit of fun. You've got to make sure that you leave separation between the object ball and cue ball. Oh, okay, you are going to take the plant as the last two. Okay. I suppose making the